Okay, I'm going to read the Snapterms privacy policy. This privacy policy will govern your use of the Snapterms website as well as any of its related services. Snapterms, site, services, us, we. We are provided by Snapterms LLC, an Arizona limited liability company. Snapterms provides legal documents for use with your website or mobile application, such as terms of service, privacy policies, and letters of marque and reprisal. What this privacy policy covers. As a provider of online legal documents, we understand you may be one of those 21st century people who are actually concerned with how we use your information. This is why we provide this transparent, plain English, easy to read privacy policy and power of privacy policy, just privacy policy. This privacy policy only applies to our site and the Snapterms web service. Some of the third parties that utilize our services may also use, collect, and share information for many purposes on their sites, and we are not responsible for any of the information that may be collected or used by them. Your use of Snapterms, such as access to data and use of services, is governed by this privacy policy. This privacy policy may be amended from time to time by us, by the Congress, with 2/3 of its members' consent and 3/4 of the state's approval, and your continued use of the site and your purchase of our services is partial consideration for having read and agreed to this. If you do not agree with any of the terms of this agreement, you just made us very sad. You must immediately terminate your use of our site and service and notify us of your intentions so that we could take appropriate action to stop processing your order. Any fees paid to us prior to your disagreement and are ours to keep, because we probably already spent it on guns and ammo. By using, visiting, registering, staring at, looking at, thinking about, or interacting, or continuing to use this site, you consent to the collection and use of your personal information as outlined in this privacy policy. You must be at least 18 years of age or older to use the Snapterms site and service. If you are under the age of 18, don't use our website or we'll tell your mom. Summary of key principles. We don't abide by them, but here's a summary anyway. Kidding. We do. Mostly. This is a brief summary of what you will be reading in this privacy policy. There are 2 classes of information that we collect. A. Information about those who use our site, and B. The information collected through the Snapterms service, such as order information, and the people who interact without any links associated with the Snapterms service. This information is transmitted to, held, and processed by our servers, which may not be in the same state or country that you are in. So you consent to this transfer. We store information in Wufoo, Highrise, FreshBooks, our email servers, Stride app, or any other rebill that we blindly signed up for and have forgotten about, but still pay the $29.95 a month. We typically use this information to provide you with information about us, to deliver our services, and to produce reports and data related to our service. Information that we collect and how it is used. Information that you provide to us and how we use it. Personal information. By registering for the Snapterms site and service, you may be providing personal information to us. This information may, but is not limited to, your name, email address, business information, and medical vulnerabilities. Some of your information we also may store in a third-party marketing, advertising, or tracking programs such as MailChimp, and use it to contact you about our site and service. Your use may also allow you to provide us with information as you interact with the site, or to use metrics to monitor how our site is accessed. Cookies. We may use cookies to remember your order, save your preferences, track advertising, and leave out near the fireplace to appease the fat bearded stranger who creepily sneaks down our chimney and tries to give our kids presents each year. For these reasons, require that you have cookies enabled in order for us to use our site and service. Information collected by our ISP. We may employ third-party companies and individuals, including convicted felons and known identity thieves, to help us manage our servers, databases, and analytics. These third parties may have access to your information only to perform those tasks, and are obligated not to disclose or use it for any other purpose. The hosting provider for this site has the ability to record various pieces of information, including domain name, pages accessed, date and time of access, web browser type, and computer operating system, and referring information. This information is stored in our server log and may be accessible to us from time to time, or the feds if you did something really bad and they subpoena us. Release of information for legal reasons. We like that you're our clients, but we don't know you, and we don't have any special obligation to protect you if you harm someone else. If the cops or some lawyer or plaintiff come up to us and tell us they want your info, you may very well give it to them. We may very well give it to them without demanding a subpoena if we think they'd be able to subpoena your information from us if we resisted. If we receive a subpoena affecting your privacy, we may notify you to give you an opportunity to file a motion to quash the subpoena, or we may attempt to quash it ourselves, but we are not obligated to do either. If you did something bad, we'll probably just comply with the subpoena. If it's a foreign government trying to enforce a law that would make the Constitution cry, we'll probably try to tell you about it if we can contact you. Transfer of information. We reserve the right to transfer your information in the event of a change in entity structure or acquisition of substantial proportion of the assets of our company or its parent company. In such an event, we'll notify you when the information is transferred and the privacy policy changes. In other words, if we strike it big and LegalZoom decides to buy us, hint hint LegalZoom, hint hint, we're running off to Tahiti and you're their client now. How you can change or remove information. Accessing and editing your information. We don't let you change your information without talking to us first. If you put certain details into our order form and then change it a while later, it's possible that we've already paid a random hobo to start writing the documents for us, and we can't really change that process. But if you do get it to us in time, we may be nice about it and get word to the person responsible for writing your terms so that they can be made according to the amended information. Other terms: spam and canned corned beef. By providing information to the site that forms the basis of communication with you, such as contact information and your list of fears, you waive all rights to file complaints concerning unsolicited email or spam from this website, since by providing such information, you agree to receive communication from anyone else covered under this privacy policy, including only the finest retailers of fake Viagra and Russian mail-order brides. However, you may unsubscribe from certain communications via the website or by notifying the site that you no longer wish to receive solicitations or information, and we will endeavor to remove you from the database. Limited use. Although we do not intend to sell, share, or rent information obtained on the site other than as discussed in this privacy policy, we reserve the right to do so in the future. If we do, we will update this privacy policy to reflect those changes. Data security and risk inherent with information sharing. Snapterms takes reasonable measures to protect the security of your personal information, your usage of the service, and your usage of the site. Our security is somewhere between what other people use and elite Secret Service agents who get fired for letting undocumented Colombian hookers into the inner workings of the president's security apparatus. We take reasonable precautions to protect your data from loss, misuse, unauthorized access, disclosure, alteration, or destruction. However, you understand and agree that the purpose of the site is to facilitate the exchange of information with us and legal services providers, and as a partial consideration for viewing, communicating with, or using the site in any manner, and receiving our services, you waive all claims of any nature against us and our owners, directors, officers, employees, agents, representatives, dogs, neighbors, respective deities, and proctologists concerning the loss, alteration, or misuse of information. In essence, what we're trying to say is that no security measures are perfect. Hell, ours are far from perfect. There is no guarantee that any information may not be accessed, disclosed, altered, or destroyed by any breach of any physical, technical, or other safeguards. Nor can we guarantee that any information that you share with us will not become publicly available. In fact, it probably will become publicly available since you're definitely going to post the terms of service and privacy policy on your website after paying us all that money. You assume all responsibility and liability for and agreed to hold us and our owners, directors, officers, employees, agents, and representatives harmless for the use or misuse of your personal data, including the use of such data by others that use such information in an inappropriate way, or it may cause you or your loved ones harm. Changes in this privacy policy. If we decide to change our privacy policy, we may post those changes on the site so that you can remain aware of what information we collect, how we use it, and under what circumstances, if any, if we disclose it. Your continued use of this site and the program is consideration for your acceptance of any changes to the policy. Minors, individuals under 13 years of age, are allowed to get married in Mexico, but they're not allowed to use our site or service because the Congress babies American youths too much. If you are under the legal age of 13 years old, do not apply for or submit any personal information to this site or our service. If you are under the age of 13 years old, cease use of this website immediately. We simply can't let you because of Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Advertisers and third-party websites. Please be aware that this privacy policy and any other policies in place, in addition to any amendments, does not create rights enforceable by third parties or require disclosure of any personal information relating to members of the service or site. Snapterms bears no responsibility for the information collected or used by any advertiser or third-party website. Please review the privacy policies and terms of use for each site you visit through third-party links. If you are actually that bored that you have nothing better to do than read websites' legal documents all day. International transfer. Your information may be transferred to and maintained on computers or cave etchings located outside of your state, province, country, or other governmental jurisdiction where the privacy laws may not be as protective as those in your jurisdiction. If you are located outside the United States and provide information to us, Snapterms transfers personal information to the United States and processes it there. Your consent to this privacy policy, followed by your submission of such information, represents your agreement to that transfer. And there's a note to California residents, but I'll stop there.